Welcome into our Countdown to Tip-Off interview series. Today I'm visiting with Vinay Patel, the head coach at Northwestern Oklahoma State. Coach, we are not going to spend too much time talking about last year, but I do briefly want to ask, 3-12 season, you only get 15 games in. It was, the first major sport that we were able to play after not having that fall 2020 season in the Great American Conference. What did you take away from that? How do you find something positive out of that going into this year?
Kind of a huge positive for me personally was just our leadership here at Northwestern. Janet Cunningham, our president, and athletic director, Brad Franz, I think they're two of the best I've ever been around. They did everything in their hands to put us in a safe position to be able to compete as much as we could. I thought that was very important for the guys that were on the team a year ago, is just getting the chance to play. But something we learned really, and it's something we really knew, and you just never knew how important it was up until last year, is just how important practice really is, and guys want to play and they want games and they want games. We lost a lot of preparation time in the preseason. Everybody in the league did. And we lost a lot of time once we started having COVID issues in the spring as far as practice as well. And it seemed like we were playing every other day and we didn't really get much time to worry about ourselves as much as I would normally like. And we're always focusing on the next opponent. And it just seemed like we needed to stop and fix us at times. And everything came so fast and furious. You just never got time for a breather. So, it's obviously a very tough conference. And I commend everybody in our league for giving everyone the opportunity to play last year. No matter what the wins and losses were or anything like that, to me, just the sheer fact of kids getting back into a little bit of normalcy and a little bit of routine of getting to play and compete once again, I know helped everybody.
Let's talk about one of your returning players. That's Bubba Furlong, who led the Great American Conference last year in rebounds. Got to have a guy like that can go in and crash the boards and clean up possessions. Tell us about him, what the offseason's been like, and what you're expecting out of him this year.
Oh, Bubba Furlong's been an absolute rock star since he's been here. Had a tremendous season on the defensive end for us last year. Like you said, led the league in rebounding. I believe he was third in the country in blocks. Had a phenomenal season. He stayed with us year round. We only have 3 guys back from last year, Bubba being the main guy that actually played for us a year ago. But he hosted every visit, when we had recruits on campus. When you talk about buy-in, when you talk about what I want our program to be about, he'd be the best example I can give you. He means a lot to us as a leader, as a player. Really excited to get to coach him again. He'll graduate this year as well, which is phenomenal on his part, along with many others on our team as well this year. So, just having him back and having that leadership, him being essentially a super senior, I think that's the terminology we're using. I think it's tremendous for us having as many new faces as we do this year.
Yeah, I appreciate the information you sent me ahead of this interview, and you told me that you're going to have 4 guys with a degree by the time December hits. Is that right?
Yeah, so we recruited and signed 2 grad transfers, and Bubba Furlong will graduate at Christmas, and then Mato Dragon, who's a returning forward for us, he'll graduate at Christmas. And, he's another guy that we're counting on as a returner. We returned our 2 big guys, 6'9" and 6'10", and Bubba and Mato. And we're tremendously counting on those 2 guys as returners. We brought back Tommy Prado. He didn't see any playing time. But I'm telling you, those 3 guys, they've been very valuable in helping our new guys understand what we're trying to do and understand how important all details are in what we're trying to do every single day. And that's on and off the floor. And I think, being able to say, hey, at Christmas, we got 4 guys with college degrees on the team. That shows how old we are almost on the floor and shows our experience. And I'm really excited about the experience we've brought into our team, even though it's new.
Well, let's talk about some of those guys, because you definitely have some players who are court tested. They have experience. I mean, you're talking about guys that have won NJCAA national championships. You've got a couple of guys, Division I transfers out of Tennessee, out of East Tennessee. Let me get that right. Out of Tennessee State. There we go, Coach. So just tell me about some of your returners and what you're expecting out of them. I mean, your new players.
Well, we got a whole slew of guys. We had a long recruiting season. Let me say that first of all. We had a lot of new faces. First 2 kids we signed were from Coffeyville Community College, and that was Larry White and Jalen Smith. They won the national championship last year in junior college. And, something that we thought would be important for our locker room was just bringing guys who know how to win into our locker room. And what better way to start than two guys that just won a national championship. Both those guys are very tough. They've been coached by Coach Herkelman for the last 3 years at Coffeyville. They're redshirt sophomores. And then they were awarded the year back like everybody else. So, to be able to say we got those two guys for 3 years is phenomenal for us with the experience they have on the floor and as far as winning. We signed grad transfer Anthony Jones from Western Illinois. He also played at Coffeyville Community College before that, and he was on their Final Four team. So, instantly bringing kind of some older guys like that have won was very important to us. We added Ravel Moody from Tennessee State very late as well, and he played at NEO here in Oklahoma, and he was on a JUCO national tournament team as well. So, as we started this thing and as we started down this road, and we didn't have a lot of guys back. One of the things we said was, hey, we wanted to go get some guys that already knew how to win. I believe in college basketball, the hardest thing to teach is sometimes winning itself. And so guys that have already done it, I thought would really help our program. Then we went and got some really talented guards that I feel like, and Jason Douglas Stanley, he came from Manhattan College where he averaged 7 or 8 a game up there. Was a really good player out of New York in high school. And, he'll be competing for some tremendous time at the wing spot along with Malik Parsons, who's transferring in from Chaminade. He had an interesting story, a tremendous scorer in junior college up in the NWAC, and then signed with Chaminade late over Christmas. So he jumped in second semester and just played and scored about 9-10 a game over there. So we were fortunate to land him. We got a really nice inside-out player in Eric Hansick, who came in from East Tennessee State. Can really shoot the basketball. Played for a friend of mine out in California at San Bernardino Valley and Quincy Brewer. And so another guy who's won in junior college, and he's been really coached and pushed and tough. So it's another guy for us that we're excited about. And then Chance Love, we added really late out of South Suburban. And Chance was on a national tournament team at South Suburban under Coach Pagatti. And you talk about someone who really coaches his players hard. It's Coach Pagatti. So, we wanted a sense of toughness in this deal. And then we said, hey, we needed a couple guys that could lead our team at the point. And I thought Jalen Smith would be a good guy that could do that, from Coffeyville, who we spoke about. And then we landed Brian Free, who was a very unique player for us. He graduated from Young Harris with a mathematics degree. They don't have a grad program at Young Harris, so he needed a place to go. We picked him up. He's got 3 years to play, and he already has a college degree. Wow. He was about 15 a game out there, and he was all conference in the Peach Belt. So we were very excited to land him as well. Just a talented guard that'll play a lot of point guard for us. We'll probably slide him off the ball some with his shooting ability. But just a unique guy, and having a degree, being the age he's at, and having 3 years to go. When he leaves Northwestern, you're talking about a guy who'll walk away essentially with 3 degrees, 2 masters and another undergrad, or a master's degree and 2 undergrads. Sorry. So he'll he was a really nice addition for us at that spot. And I was fired up to get all these guys. I'm kind of looking at my sheet to see if I missed anybody here, because we got so many new guys. I feel like coaches think I'm joking, and we've had a lot of coaches call and ask who we've signed. And I go, crap, I'm still trying to remember all their names right now. Yeah. We got so many new ones, but no, just really excited about the guys we got. It's a lot of teaching once again, but we're just thankful and fortunate we got the time to teach this year. So I'm really excited about getting our team ready to compete this year. Yeah,
Coach. Not that coaches don't already put in more hours than they should, but are you putting in more hours than you should trying to piece the puzzle together? Does that take more time with all the new players to figure out who's going to gel and who's going to mix and match together?
Or no, it's actually it's been a pretty normal preseason for us. One of the things with our preseason that's been going so well is we got so many older kids that they're picking stuff up very fast. I've been really pleased with the progress that we've made up to this point. We hang our hat on the defensive end, or we want to. I can't really say we have these past 2 years, but it's something we take a lot of pride in, is defending people. And this team has picked up the things incredibly quick. Us basketball, no, we're physically tough in a lot of good spots, and you know, I think they've done a great job up to this point of trying to do the things that we're asking them to do, and understanding, hey, you know, it's a new place. We got a lot of new players, but we need to try to do things one way. And sometimes that's easier said than done. You know, when you bring a bunch of new guys, I think you got a bunch of guys that have a lot of different ideas of how things should be done. And the trick is to try to get everyone to believe in doing it one way. And if we can do that, then, you know, we're going to have a fun season. But we got a lot of work ahead of us at this stage.
All right. Well, Coach Patel of Northwestern, thank you so much for the time. Good luck this year.